Hi y'all. All right, so I excuse how I look. I have just been super busy and trying to get this stuff finished. I'm hot. I'm ready to sit down, but I gotta make dinner in a minute. So here's mostly what I've done today, and I don't recommend doing it this way. Like I don't recommend shopping and doing freezer meals on the same day. You're just gonna be tired, and it's just too much. But my weekend really dictated this is the only way that I could do this. So the first thing, so tip number one, when you're going to do a lot of things, don't do one thing at a time. One of the first things I did was get my sweet potatoes in the oven. Now, the problem of having people shop for you is, for example, my sweet potatoes. I had previously bought two for last week that I was going to make for some meals for me, for meal prep, and I got them very close to the exact same size. I stood there and found two that I liked. And so when I got home today for the ones that I had, it was my Walmart order, I had a long skinny one and like this huge one. And so I had to try to kind of figure out how to make that work. So that's one of the drawbacks of not shopping for yourself. So I got the sweet potatoes in the oven, and then I started on this drink that I have been making. I think this is my fourth time making it. My husband hates it, but it is what it is. So the first time I made it, I didn't have somebody, I don't know if anybody else's life is like mine. I bought nut milk bags to make my own, like almond milk or whatever milk. And when I made this, the first time it was gone. It wasn't even in my cabinet. So I used a strainer, and the mixture ended up being so thick that my husband said no. So I bought some more bags, and so what I do is I take 1.5 bulbs of garlic. Everybody that I've tried to get a recipe from to try to figure out how, like, more measurements, I can't find any. So I do a good amount of ginger, at least like a big piece or 1.5 big pieces. And I kind of peel them because they're so pulpy that it's going to take a long time to squeeze any of the fiber out of the, or liquid out of the fiber. And then 3 lemons. And I mostly remove some of the outer pieces, but I leave some of it in there just because I want some of that's going to get blended up in the blender, if that makes sense, because the rind has a lot of good properties. I'm going to make this as fast as possible. I'm going to be here forever. Sorry. I add water and I blend. And like today when I did it, it just seemed too thick. So I add a little bit more water. I'll grab my bag. I have it inside out drying. So then I take and I dump from the blender all of that, and then this is so fine. And I squeeze everything through, and I just get it as much. I'm sure a man or a woman with stronger hands than I have, he'd probably get more, but I just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. It does take time, so that's the drawback of doing this on meal prep day. And then what I do, the first time I made this, I feel like I messed up. So what I do now, because baobab has fiber in it, and I feel like the spirulina and the moringa also have some fiber in it, and I'm losing it in the bag to make nut milks from home. So real quick, I blend it up, squeeze everything out, put the liquid back in the blender, and then I add 3 scoops of baobab, 3 or 4 scoops of the spirulina and moringa. I say at least a tablespoon of turmeric, and a good amount of cayenne. Not crazy amount, but enough that I'd say maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. And then I blend it all up, and then I pour it in here. It's not for the faint of heart, I'm not gonna lie. I will tell you that people around me are very sick. So far, I have nothing. My husband started getting sick, and that's why I made this for him. And then because I had a strainer and not like the really tight woven that milk bag strainer, he refused to drink it, I guess the texture, but now it's different. So what I do is, this was the last of the one I made last time. So tomorrow morning, I'll have it with his stuff in the morning when he gets up at 3. And I know it sounds so stupid. Whenever he kissed me, but I think on Friday, he smelled. So I wouldn't kiss anybody if you take this right away, because it is kind of strong. but I feel really good taking it. So I made this today, and I just feel like it is just such a healthy way to start the day. So I made this. His shot's ready, and all we do is just about like, I mean, you could probably drink more, but I don't know if I want to because it is pretty strong. I take one shot and then drink some water real quick because it's pretty strong. Okay, so I tried something today, and I'm on the fence if I like it or not. So I made 2 different chia puddings. Oh, this lid's not on tight. So the first one I did is while my sweet potatoes were cooking, I'm grating and or peeling some of the ginger and doing that for the drink. I poured 1.5 cups of almond milk with a 1/2 cup of chia seeds in a jar just like this. And then I got a butter knife and I just started it around because what I wanted to do is I wanted to try blending it and seeing how the texture was. And by pre-soaking the chia seeds, it allowed them to go ahead and swell and get absorbed. Weird, but anyway. And then I did 2 scoops of chocolate protein powder and 1 cup of cherries and a few drops of amaretto extract, which is obviously optional, but I like amaretto. Now, when I did all of this and I blended it up and I put it in these 2 jars, it was more than what would fit in here. So I kind of had a little snack while I was making dinner. I just ate what wouldn't fit in the jars. So I'm guessing it's from the swelling of the chia seeds. And I do like these with a little bit of fresh fruit. So I put 1 cherry on the top, 1 chopped strawberry on each one. Strawberries were on sale this week, so they're in a couple of the things I did. It tastes good. It's mousse-like, but you still have some chia in there. And I have a pretty decent blender. I don't have the Vitamix or whatever, but I've got like a Wolfgang pup that I've had for years from a garage sale for $20, and it can cook food. Anyway, it's a really good blender. Maybe not quite as good as a Vitamix, but it's better than what I used to have. And then I went ahead and made just a regular one. Now, when I made this one, these fit in the jar. So I'm guessing the adding the chia seeds to the almond milk, it's pretty full. And then I did add 1 strawberry again, so this one I did the same measurements, but I did vanilla protein powder and mixed berries. So I took 1.5 cups of almond milk, 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, 1 cup of frozen mixed berries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. Blended that up. Okay, so what I did, again, I think I'm just lazy. So instead of pouring everything in a bowl and whipping or mixing in the chia seeds and then pouring them in there, I just took the 1/2 cup of chia seeds, put it in the blender, turned it a couple times, and then just poured these in here. There's no need for me to, add another dish. Okay, so I mentioned earlier I did 4 sweet potatoes. So 1 sweet potato, for breakfast. And I'll show you what I did. I haven't done this in a long time. So what I did, this is the long skinny one, and then when the big giant sweet potato was finished cooking, I scooped out some of the middle of that one and put it in this one. And so here I've got 1 wedge of light Laughing Cow cheese in here, and I've got cinnamon and probably granulated swerve is in here. And then I've got 9 grams with 5 grams of fat turkey lunch meat cut up. Sounds weird, I know, I promise I know it sounds weird, but it's really good. And then I've got strawberries, the last one of blackberries, and probably 1 or 2 strawberries chopped up in here. And I will eat this together most likely. I know that sounds so odd, but you can eat them separate if you want. Now the protein on this is low. And again, I am trying really hard for my protein. And so what I did is I just got a little bit of, there's probably close to 20 grams of protein in here. I've got non-fat Greek yogurt with vanilla protein powder, but not a full serving of either one because I just need it to go with this. And I just added the protein powder, mixed, and then tasted it and added a little bit more. Now, I've had somebody ask me if it's grainy. I don't think it's the right word, but it's very similar to that. I just mix, and then it's not grainy or texture or anything. It's pretty smooth. So if you have any texture, I would just kind of keep stirring and see if it gets smooth. Now my tip on this is I like to take a whole container of non-fat Greek yogurt, dump it into a bowl, and then like this is 5 servings, add 5 servings of protein powder and whisk that in, and then put it back in here. And then I've got 5 servings of high protein, low fat protein ready to go that I can add to anything. And if I don't need a full serving of protein, but I just need something little, then if you really care about your protein macros, then you can do the math on that and figure out what half of 1/5 of this recipe is. Not recipe, but recipe. So I've got that. So I've got my chia seeds. I've got my sweet potato. Okay, so I used the same skillet for everything I did today. The first thing I made was, what did I do first? It's been a long couple hours in my kitchen. Then I did the ground turkey first. So I've got 3 sweet potatoes for meal or lunches, snacks, whatever I need them for, or even a breakfast, I guess. And I did 1 pound of ground turkey, and I actually have weighed out what I did not use, and I'm going to put this as a freezer bag, and I've got on here the date, and then there's 7 point something ounces of cooked ground turkey that's Mexican seasoned in here. I'll open it. So like the strawberries and everything, because I got 2 pounds of strawberries on sale today. So it's a sweet potato, and then in each one, where's the light? So I did 1 wedge of light Laughing Cow cheese under the ground turkey. I cooked up the ground turkey, added some red onion, some garlic, taco seasoning, cooked that, and then I just put some nutritional yeast on top. And then I've got 3 strawberries. When I microwave this, obviously I will take the strawberries out and then microwave it, or these are oven safe if you want to put it in your oven. I don't think the lids are, so don't do that, but I would, if you want the oven, I would probably put a little water around it or in here just so it provides moisture. And then what I've got planned to go with this, I think I said this. So each of these got the spicy light Laughing Cow cheese, and I learned in my beginner group when I was doing counting numbers and stuff that it looks like all the flavored light Laughing Cow cheese have the same numbers as the regular light Laughing Cow cheese. They're not, it's like they use this formula to then make the flavors, which I did not know. I just thought it was going to be the regular Laughing Cow cheese, but it's actually, from my math I did, it's like to bake this and add the seasoning. So this is great for fuel pull or an E. So each one has 1 wedge of these. And then from whatever I made the other day, I cannot remember, that we all made our own. Oh, the Mexican deviled eggs. So I've got tomatoes, red onions, cilantro, and green onions in here that I can add to each of these. And then I took, that's a little bit strong, the onion and that is strong. I took my blended cottage cheese and then salsa verde, and I mixed that together. I did not measure, I just scooped and kind of eyeballed and tasted. This is delicious. This is, I don't know why I am scared of cottage cheese. I think it's a texture, and I have not eaten it. I did not eat it, I don't think, until I was, so 48 maybe? 48 or 49 is the first time I actually ate cottage cheese, and I'm impressed every time. But this honestly tastes like sour cream with some salsa in it. So anyway, this will help up the protein in each of these bowls. Okay, so then my other 2 things I did, again, I'm using the same skillet this entire time. I cooked the taco meat, put that in a bowl. Then I took a bag of rice cauliflower, threw it in the microwave, and then threw it in the skillet, and I took a cup of water, put that in there, added another cup of water, and kept cooking it because, you know, I do not like the texture. Added salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little chicken broth, and some nutritional yeast. And so I have 2 more. The lid is not on this one. Okay, so I measured them on my scale. There's about 6 ounces of chicken in here. So I've got, and then I took a can of French style green beans and added almost the entire can to this. So this has got, each one has a half a package of rice cauliflower and almost a half a can of green beans, and then chicken. Now what I did for the chicken, I sprayed the skillet, seasoned the chicken, browned it on both sides, and then added water and just let it poach. So this technically whole thing is a fuel pull. There's not enough fat or calories in either direction. fatter carbs to make this an S or an E. So this is great on a day where I might, I'm going to go to my grandmother's. This would be a great either dinner or a snack for me. Because my grandmother, you know, if when I go to clean her house, I'll clean her house Tuesday. If she serves me a Spam sandwich with white bread, I'm eating the Spam sandwich with white bread. Although I've only had it twice, I think. So now let's not audio. So I've got 2 of those. And I'll take a picture in the end. If you have questions, hold on. Feel free to ask. Or suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. I want easy, convenient, high protein, and fast if possible. So I bought from the store a package of chicken breast today for $1.99. I used one of the chicken breasts that I weighed on my scale. I don't have a fancy scale. It's nothing too fancy. It doesn't even do grams. It does like ounces, weight, liquid. I don't remember. So I weighed it, and then what I did then is I put the other 3 in baggies. These are again freezer baggies. And I put the weight on each one. My green marker was messing up. 17.1 ounces, 18.5 ounces, and this is a little guy, 11.5 ounces. So I've got these ready to go in the freezer for meal preps like this. And then I'm going to talk about dinner, and I will be done. Excuse you. Okay, so dinner, I've got Italian sausage that I cooked while I was kind of cleaning up and getting all this stuff right here. What I'm going to do is I've got the 0 carb tortillas. Yeah, I think that's what they are. I've got these. I don't know if I've had these. Have I had these yet? I just bought these. So I've got 2 different 0 carb, excuse me, tortillas. I'm going to either spray or put a tiny bit of olive oil in there and just kind of heat these up a little bit. And then I've got the marinara from Walmart. I'm really weird. If you haven't figured that out, I do not care for mild cheese. So I do have some cheese I will add, but for my pizzas, I'm not going to add a lot of cheese. So I've got the tortillas. Now, if you want these crispy, and somebody asked me, because I used this the other day, if I put 2 of these in my microwave and do 1 minute and flip them about halfway through, they become very crispy and can be chips. Now, are they the equivalent of a fried regular corn tortilla chip? No. But are these a great alternative? Yes. And I want these to be more crispy than soft when I make this into pizza, because I want to be able to at least cut them into maybe little triangles, and I don't want them to fall apart. So my goal is to hopefully make these crispy. And then probably season them with, get the tortillas seasoned with some Flavor God. Now this is from Walmart. My Walmart has 3 different, I haven't checked recently. I don't know, something about garlic lovers, and then I guess pizza, and then cinnamon rollers. I don't know. Anyway, flavor the tortilla with this. Season the tortilla with that. Top with this, and then a sprinkle of cheese, and then I've got Italian sausage that I was cooked. I bought these mini pepperonis. When I was cutting up the onion for the taco meat, I went ahead and cut up a little bit of the onion for the pizzas. And I grew up eating my mom would always buy Canadian bacon, mushroom, and black olive pizza. So that's what I grew up eating. And that is my preference. So I've got these for pizzas tonight. For when I actually turn the Super Bowl on, because we have it recording. And since I don't really care who wins, it's not really about the game. Anyway, and that is what we're going to have for dinner for our pizzas. I'll let y'all know how it works out. So another thing I'm going to do when I finish making dinner tonight is I'm going to see what I have left. My son will just eat these. I paid like $5 for this bag of mini pepperonis. This is not going to be just some little, I'm kind of hungry, I'm just going to eat the rest of your pepperoni. No. What I plan on doing is taking my Italian sausage and the mini pepperonis, and if I have enough left, depending on how much I have left, I'll either just do 1 baggie for another like pizza night meal like this, or I'll divide it up into 2, and then I'll have 2 sets of meat for our mini pizza night. Hopefully it works out. This is a new idea. I use these for everything. I make chips, I make tostadas. I do so much with these that I feel like this is a good idea. But I have some things that haven't worked out before in the past. Anyway, that is it. If you have thoughts or questions or whatever, please feel free to comment below. You can share your favorite pizza ideas. I am open to new ideas, as long as they're not bell peppers, because I do not like them. My son is definitely in the pineapple on pizza camp. I'm not really a fan. But that's it. I hope you're having a great Sunday. And I hope that we are all set up for a good week. I'm going to end with this. The thing that keeps me on plan almost every week, it is not motivation, it is not discipline, it is not any of the words you want to throw in there. It is this right here. If I could encourage anyone that is struggling to get and stay on plan, it is to take time to meal prep. It is take time to think ahead, plan ahead, the minimum plan. This is, I mean, game changing. That sounds such a big deal, but truly this last week my life was so busy. I ate in my car twice, and having stuff like this prepped helped me so much. Anyway, that is it. Hope you're having a great Sunday, and if you care who wins, I hope your team wins. That is it. Again, thoughts or comments, please share below. If you have tried the weird sweet potato thing that I do, baked sweet potato, not gentle sweet, whatever sweetener you want. I use green to swerve, a light Laughing Cow cheese wedge, cinnamon, and then I top with some diced turkey, or Canadian bacon would be excellent in this, and then some berries. It sounds so gross, but it's so good. Or any way that you're getting in your protein. I would love to hear how you're getting it in. That's all. Have a great week. Bye.